What is it?
It's a trifle. It's got all of these layers. First, there's a layer of ladyfingers, then a layer of jam, then custard, which I made from scratch. Then raspberries, more ladyfingers, then beef sauteed with peas and onions, then a little bit more custard, and then bananas, and then I just put some whipped cream on top.
What was the one right before bananas?
The beef? Yeah, that was weird to me, too. But then, I thought, well, there's minced meat pie. I mean, that's an English dessert. These people just put very strange things in their food.
So, welcome back to the last of the Thanksgiving devotions. For this one, I honestly put this up to my youth group. I said, guys, I've done gathering, I've done side dishes. What do you want to do next? And the answer that they came up with and all agreed upon was pie. So here we go on a pie devotional, and let's get started. So the first thing I would say about pie is that it's pretty universally loved. Now, there are multitudes of kinds of pie, and I would say if you are not a pie fan, that means you just haven't tried the right kind of pie yet. So, feel free to use this Thanksgiving to explore the pie varieties of the world. Now, if you think about it, on Thanksgiving, there's really no good reason to have pie, because if you're gathering, that means there's some sort of large food item group thing happening, where by the time you get to the pie moment, you're usually stuffed, and you can't have any more. But then, as my family has known to speak, there's always, even if you're full, there's always a little more room for dessert. And that's where the pie kicks in. Now, a lot of pies, if you really think about it, we're taking foods that we wouldn't normally eat by themselves and tweaking them to make them a whole lot better. Would you ever just straight eat a key lime and say that it's delicious? No, but you like key lime pie. Would you ever eat pumpkin, just grab a pumpkin and eat it? No, but you'd eat pumpkin pie. Would you eat pecan pie? Yes, of course you would. But you would overwhelmingly eat chocolate pecan pie. Why? Sugar. It's all about sugar. I mean, if you really think about it, that's all pie really is. You take something, add a whole bunch of sugar into it, and here you go. And bake it. You have this delicious dessert. I mean, all you have to do is... You ever had a cranberry? Think about it. Have you ever eaten a cranberry? If you haven't, congratulations, you've missed out on a horrific experience. Because cranberries by themselves are terrible. To make cranberry sauce, which I find delicious, you just add a whole mess load of sugar into it and boil it down into a soupy goop. It's fantastic. It's taking something that God has given us on this earth and adding in something else, a whole lot of sugar, to sweeten the deal. And that's the devotion for this week of, let's take something that God has given us, life, which by itself is good. Sometimes it can be very sour. The phrase is, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. How do you make lemonade? Sugar. That's how.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
When we've given this gift of life, God made this earth very good. And the earth is ridiculously awesome when you really sit down and look at it or think about it. But what did God do to make it better? He added us into the situation, because we are the only of God's creations that are considered very good. Everything else is just good. And if you're just moseying through this life and you're just kind of taking it day by day, I would encourage you to add something good into your life. I would encourage you to add a relationship with Christ into your life. Because that could be the sugar that makes your life so much better. It could just make your everyday thought process. It could make your relationship with other people. It just sweetens everything. Is it a cure-all? No, it's not a cure-all. But it can really make your everyday walk better. If you're already in a relationship with Christ, add something to it. Because we get bored and tired and worn out on the same thing over and over and over. That's why I can't imagine how hard it would be to be in a church for like 30 years giving messages over and over on the same topics. Kudos, pastors, for trying to make Christmas interesting from just a presentation standpoint. So find something that would sweeten your relationship with Christ. Do something with somebody else. Work on it together. Make somebody else's relationship with Christ better, as well as making your own. Because let's not kid ourselves. As much as I try to push this off, at this time of year, it is rapidly all becoming about Christmas. I push for Thanksgiving, but I know it's all about Christmas, especially after Thursday. And you know, I'm a middle-aged person now. I've done Christmas for 43 years, and it can get old. It can fall into a routine of just, it's all about money, it's all about gifts, it's all just decorations and Christmas music and Hallmark movies, which now are year-round. I've got to find something to sweeten that up. I've got to find something to make this year different. Because this has not been a normal year. This has been a very abnormal year. But at the end of the day, this is still God's creation. Life is still good. We've got to find a way to sweeten it. So again, whether that's for the first time ever, reading the Christmas story out of the books, the Gospels of the Bible. I'll say Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Don't go looking for the Christmas story in John. It's not there. Go read it for once. If you've already read it multiple times, listen to somebody else talk about it. We are now in the world of online learning. Go listen to somebody's last year presentation of the Advent season. Maybe you used to do an Advent tradition in your family and you've stopped doing it because it just got old. Bring it back. Something, anything to sweeten up this holiday season as we start to wind down the year 2020. Make sure you're putting the emphasis on the right things. Just like a sour lime, you've got to add sugar to it to make it that beautiful key lime pie. Find something to add flavor and sweetness to the end of this year. And like I've said a couple times already, it boils down to having a solid, growing relationship with Christ. And be on the lookout, because for my Advent devotionals, I will be joined by my partner in crime here. You've not met him, but he's going to join me. He's Murray the Moose, and he's awesome. So stay tuned. Thanksgiving devotionals are over. Murray's going to help me through Advent. Have a great Thanksgiving.